What's going on, guys? Ben from JK Gear and Gadgets, and as you can tell, I'm here on daddy duty to stay home and watch the kids. But I'm gonna do a real quick video on upgrading these LJ headlights. I'm switching to LEDs just because these factory headlights suck. You know, especially once I did LED headlights on my JK, I kind of got spoiled with super bright lights. So we're gonna change these out with a style very similar to you know, the LEDs that I did on the JK. They actually look identical. Let me show you them. But it's gonna, you know, the headlights are gonna be brighter and it's gonna add a whole new look to the Jeep. So here they are, as you can tell, nice and shiny, and I think it's gonna look pretty good on the Jeep. I got them on Amazon. I'll throw the link in the description so you guys can check it out. But we got a ton of other install videos and stuff to do on this Jeep and the JK as well, so stay tuned. But as you can tell, wearing a new hat. I always kind of wear the same hats. And Barnes actually sent me this with a warning. Stay safe. The wearing of this hat can and will cause women to flock to you. Under no circumstances is Barnes 4-wheel drive responsible for any injuries caused by this hat. So I'm home alone today. We'll see if this hat works. But let's go ahead and dive into the install. It's gonna be the same for the TJ. You know, they're identical. But installs can be extremely easy, quick, and let's do it and see how they look. The first step is gonna be take off this outer ring, the bezel. We're gonna take it off with a Phillips head screwdriver. There's 3 screws, one here, one up here, and one there. We're gonna pop that out. And I'm probably gonna touch mine up with some black paint while I have it off, because as you can tell, it's been chipped by some rocks and stuff. So we're gonna clean that up. And I'm also gonna paint this inner silver bezel black as well, just so it gives it a really nice clean look. So the next step is we're gonna grab a little Torx bit. I wanna say it's a T15, and we are gonna use this to take off the little Torx bits that are sitting in here in the bezel. Oh no, Ellie, I need those. Try not to let your kids grab the bolts. You gonna help? Look, come on, right there. Go like this. Come on, you gonna help? All right, so that is it. We took those 3 Torx screws off. Take the bezel off. Looks like mine's a little bent up there. It's supposed to be a rivet, so I might try to fix that. And we are going to pull the headlight out. So I don't have much room in here to work with, but all it is a quick little pull connection. Boom, just like that. I gotta make sure they don't run off with any of my tools, but she's having fun with it. But let's do a little side-by-side comparison. So there's the stock headlight, and here is the LED headlight. So only complaint is that they are a little bit dark. I wish they were a little bit lighter, just so it didn't give it a complete blacked out look, but I'm hoping they'll look good on the Jeep. We will see. Like I mentioned, the ring that is over here, the bezel and the outer ring, I'm gonna go ahead and paint both those black, just because this one's chipped, and honestly, anything chrome on a Jeep is ugly. So we're gonna take care of that, let it dry, throw the headlight in, and hopefully entertain these two. So while my bezels are drying over there, I wanna show you guys a real quick tip. The adjustment points, one right here, one right there, and one up there. Can't really see it, there we go. To get to those, you can leave the light in, but you're gonna take out the big black outer bezel, and then adjust the lights vertically and horizontally. You wanna do that after installing a new set of lights and after a lift, just because you're changing the height of the Jeep. You wanna make sure that you're not blinding people, especially these brighter lights. So definitely adjust your headlights after an install. There's a lot of videos on how to do it. It's pretty easy. You're just gonna pull up against a wall at night, take some measurements and make sure they're both nice and flat at the correct level. So as you can tell, went ahead and got one side on, and I went ahead and plugged the factory ones right back in just to do a side-by-side comparison. The LEDs have more of a white output opposed to the yellow OEM ones. So let's take a look at these real quick. As you can tell, the 2 outsides are the low beams, and the 2 middle ones are gonna be our high beams. Really can't tell the light output difference yet because as you can tell, it's still bright out, but tonight I will be driving with these, and I already have a video of those, so we'll compare them, see which one has the better light output. But the install is extremely simple. you pretty much put it right back on how it was. I will be showing you the install on this one right now. All right, so let's dive on into the install. We're gonna grab our new light, and we are gonna position the bigger high beam down at the bottom. We're gonna grab our plug, just a simple 3-prong. These lights didn't need any adapter, no anti-flicker harness or anything. And we are gonna plug it right into the factory plug in there and set this down. We are now gonna grab our ring and match it up with the mounting holes that are inside the light, and it looks just like that. So we're gonna put it on and stick our light in. Make sure the light is nice and centered. We're gonna grab the Torx screws and our Torx bit and start the top bolt. We're gonna grab another screw and start one of the lower ones, and then finish up the rest. Now that we have our freshly painted bezel, you'll see there's 2 little indents, one up there and one down there. Those are for the adjustment screws. So we're gonna line up those with the 3 mounting bolts. And that is it. So, as you can tell, they're definitely darker than they were before. That's what I was talking about with that blacked out look. But we're also in the shade, so let me back it up in the yard, get some sun on the Jeep, and see what they look like off and on. All right, so the lights are on, as you can see. Like I said earlier in the video, the 2 sides are the low beams and the 2 middle are the high beams. So let's go hit the high beams. Tonight, I'm gonna drive the Jeep and get footage of how these lights work on the street at night. I will say that it's hard to capture like the actual light output on camera. So, you know, it's not a great representation. They definitely do cast a wider beam to the side. So that is awesome to have more light thrown out to the side. It does have a nice sharp beam. Right off the bat, I can tell I do need to adjust them up a little bit because that's only about 20 feet out. Once this car passes, we'll throw the high beams on to check those. One thing I'd like to say though is looking outside opposed to looking at the camera really does not show how bright these lights are. But there's the high beams on, high beams off. I still need to do some adjustments. As you can tell, the high beams are kind of pushing to the right a little bit, but these are definitely a nice upgrade opposed to the factory lights. The LEDs are a lot brighter, and they definitely have a better beam cutoff. All right, so as you just saw, they're definitely a lot brighter than stock, but stick around here. Got some important things I need to talk to you guys about. So first off, I've adjusted them a couple times. This is like the 3rd day since I did that nighttime video, and I've adjusted them as well as I could. Only downfall to these is that they don't project as far as I'd like them to. They do still do it pretty far, and there's a nice beam cutoff. They just don't go super far. Reason I'm thinking they do that is because they only use these 2 side LEDs opposed to, you know, my Sun Pies that I'm running on the JK. Also got those on Amazon. Those have that center top beam lit on low beams too. So I don't know. They're definitely an upgrade from the factory ones, but I wish they'd go out a little further. I don't know. For now, they're fine. A great upgrade over stock. But, you know, for 80 bucks, definitely not too bad. But what I need to talk to you guys about, I was actually editing this video saying all this stuff a couple days ago, and I went to put these in the description, a link to buy them, and I noticed they were out of stock. So I emailed the seller on Amazon. I was like, hey, you know, I'm doing the video on these. When will these be back in stock? Because I hate putting links to products that no longer exist. And the lady emailed me back really shortly, and she said, hey, we're actually done making headlights. Those were the last set, and the only ones we have left are the silver background ones. I'll show you guys a picture of those now. And so those are the only ones they're making now. Not making, they're just trying to liquidate them. So she said, hey, tell your viewers that there's a 50% off discount code on the silver ones. So that's pretty cool. You can get both of them for 40 bucks, or just buy one individual one. I don't know why you do that. Maybe if you have a motorcycle, like a Harley. But
the discount code will be in the video description, so if you're interested in getting a set of those silver ones, it'd be around 40 bucks. Definitely not a bad upgrade. You know, personally, silver's not my style, but it would kind of give it back to that OEM look. I don't know, something to check out if you're interested. But it does kind of suck for me, because if one of these goes out, I'm gonna have to upgrade to a whole nother brand entirely. But these definitely work for now. They look good, they're brighter in stock. They are not as bright far out distance-wise as I'd like them to be. But, you know, who knows? I might roll around with these for a few months, sell them, and get a different brand. Who knows? But for now, I'm happy with them, and that's about it. I know this has been a really long video, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Like always, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for a lot of more Jeep videos. I know the JK's back there feeling neglected lately, but I have some cool mods coming for that. I'm just, so many projects are popping up, and trying to do my best to pump out these videos, guys. So stay tuned until the next video, and keep on Jeeping on.